What's up, everybody out there watching this? This is my thoughts on the suspension of Titus O'Neil by the WWE. If this is true, I'm pretty sure it's true because it's been reported on a couple wrestling sites that I read today when I was at work on break. I went to some wrestling sites, as I usually do every day. Anyways, I can't believe this is even true. It is so stupid. So stupid. It's beyond stupid that they would suspend a WWE superstar for doing this. It is beyond stupid. I can't believe it's even real, but it's been reported on, so it must be. Anyways, Monday night on the WWE Network after Raw that I was watching, a Daniel Bryan post-Raw celebration on his career. WWE Network was probably on for maybe 8 minutes or 10 minutes, and then they cut it off. I wish it would have went way longer, but they had to cut it off. And Daniel Bryan walked around the entire ring, shook everybody's hand, went up to the stage, hugged Vince, and then he walked to the back by himself. And then they showed Vince turning around on the stage, walking towards the camera to the back. And then Vince was stopped. On the stage he was stopped and grabbed by a wrestler's arm. I was pretty sure it was a wrestler grabbing him because I didn't see anybody else up there from management or anything like that. I didn't see any suits and ties up there. It was basically the entire roster of divas and WWE superstars. So one of the superstars, when I saw it, let me try to hold my body up against this window light because it's really sunny and bright out, even though it's like 5 degrees out. And the sun doesn't do anything. It doesn't warm you up when you go outside and it's like 5 degrees with like a 10 below wind chill. It really feels like 10 below out right now, and it's late afternoon, getting around to be 3 o'clock. So the sun doesn't do jack shit really in the winter when it feels like below zero. But that's Wisconsin for you. That's the winters in Wisconsin. They're usually pretty damn cold, but I'm used to it. I can deal with it. I can take it. I can take cold weather. I've been living here my whole life. Anyways. So a superstar grabs Vince and stops him like by pulling his arm back, so Vince had to stop. And then Vince turned around. I couldn't tell if Vince was angry because I didn't see the look on his face. But it was reported on websites that Vince turned around and that Titus O'Neil, I even tweeted it Monday night. I said, did anybody else see Titus O'Neil or a WWE superstar? Did anybody else see them grab Vince by the arm? And a couple people tweeted me that they did see that also. And I saw it and I thought it was funny as hell. I actually laughed when Vince turned around and it looked like he pushed Titus O'Neil back. He pushed him back. Well, it was reported on the websites, the wrestling sites. I'm not going to mention which ones I go to because I don't feel like mentioning them and giving them free promotion. Anyways, I usually go to these two same ones every day. And they reported that Vince and Titus O'Neil grabbed Vince by the arm like he was just messing around, having fun, playing around, goofing around, having fun, being goofy, just having a fun, good time. He probably grabbed Vince's arm because he probably thought it was right thing to do to mess around with Vince after the Daniel Bryan celebration, so why not have some fun? Well, Vince turned around, they reported on websites, Vince turned around, pushed him back, and had a big smile on his face, and Vince laughed about it. So Vince laughed about it, and then he left and went to the back. Well, at SmackDown, now to last night, in the SmackDown taping, some more news broke. When Titus O'Neil arrived at SmackDown tapings, he was told, I guess by management, he was told by somebody to go home. That he has to go home. Because, I don't know, they must have told him last night. They just told him he had to go home and he was probably going to be suspended. Or they probably told him on spot, you got to go home. You've been suspended for, I forgot what they called it. Unprofessional conduct, I think, is what they called what Titus O'Neil did. The WWE thinks that Titus grabbing Vince's arm is unprofessional conduct. That is a bunch of fucking horse shit. That's not unprofessional conduct. That's just messing around, having fun with your goddamn boss. If I did that to my boss, he wouldn't fire me. He'd turn around and say, what do I want? Thinking I want to ask him something. So, I mean, I don't know why on earth they would suspend Titus O'Neil. They told him at SmackDown tapings last night to go home. So he had to go home. Titus is a great ambassador for the WWE. He is a great company man. He's a great company guy. He will do anything the WWE has asked him to do. Go overseas, promote them, do all these other charity work that WWE does. Titus O'Neil, I'm sure, has never said no to the WWE that he won't do something. So I find it really sad and pathetic that WWE and Vince would suspend Titus O'Neil for 90 days. Well, then I read on the website later that Titus, his suspension was reduced from 90 days down to 60 days. So I guess he's not suspended for 90 days. I guess it's 60 days. But Titus didn't do anything wrong. They call him grabbing Vince's arm unprofessional conduct. I disagree. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't fail a drug test. I don't think he's ever failed a drug test because we would have heard about it. The wrestling community, the fans that follow dirt sheets and wrestling sites, we would have heard about it if Titus O'Neil ever got busted and failed a drug test. WWE would have suspended him for 30 days. And then I think the second offense for getting busted is 60 days. The third offense is you're fired. I believe if you get busted a third time and fail a drug test, WWE will fire you. Well, I believe Randy Orton has been busted like 3 or 4 times. Maybe even 5 times. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure Randy Orton has failed the drug policy, the wellness policy. I'm pretty sure he's failed drug tests in his WWE career at least 3 times. And they haven't fired him. They will not fire guys like John Cena or Randy Orton. If they fail 100 drug tests, they're not going to fire them. Unless there's a reporting came out in the media that Orton and Cena were busted for steroids, then they might get rid of them. But I doubt it. And I don't really care if a wrestler wants to do steroids or HGH, human growth hormone. I don't give a fuck. They can do whatever they want. I mean, if they want shrunken, shriveled up little balls, all the power to them. Anyways, I'm not saying Orton or Cena are on steroids. I don't think they are. I'm just talking about it. So, they suspend Titus O'Neil for 60 days. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the information I read is wrong. Maybe it's not for 90 days. Maybe it's for 60 days. But maybe it could still be for 90 days. I don't know. Maybe WWE, if the fans get on their ass on Twitter and tweet them enough, talking about if the fans really come out and support Titus O'Neil, a good guy, has never messed up in his WWE career, has never done anything stupid, has never been busted for DUI, has never been in a bar fight, has never got arrested. I don't even think the guy's gotten a speeding ticket. So, to suspend Titus O'Neil for 60 days for this fucking bullshit, for just grabbing Vince's arm and messing around and playing around and having fun with his boss, it's totally fucking ridiculous that WWE and that Vince is the boss. Maybe the higher-ups are angry that Titus grabbed Vince. But Vince could overrule them and say, I am not suspending the guy. I'm not suspending Titus O'Neil. He's a good guy. I like him. And he just made a mistake. Even though I don't believe he made a mistake. So this is just, it is so fucking wrong and stupid for WWE and Vince to suspend Titus O'Neil, who is a great guy. As I said, he's never messed up. He's never got in trouble with the law. I don't think the guy even has a record and doesn't even have any tickets that are unpaid. So if WWE does not drop the suspension of Titus O'Neil, the guy's been used pretty much on Raw every week, and Titus O'Neil gets a pretty good pop. He's pretty over. Will he ever get a championship singles title run like the U.S. title or Intercontinental title? This year, I don't think so. I don't see that happening this year. Because now he probably has a lot of heat from WWE management and Vince. He has a lot of heat just because he decided to grab his boss's arm. How terrible. How awful for Titus. How awful of you to grab Vince's arm. It was not awful. Titus, I truly believe Titus was just messing around and playing around and having fun. That's why he grabbed Vince. So if they don't take the suspension away, this is really sad and really, really wrong and really pathetic of WWE to do this to Titus O'Neil right before WrestleMania. And I know we have Fastlane coming up in whatever it is, 2 weeks away or 1 week away. I don't know when it is, but I know it's coming up. If Titus is still suspended for 60 days, today's February 10th. So if Titus is suspended, he'll be suspended till April 10th. In WrestleMania 32 is over. There is no WrestleMania after April 10th. I believe WrestleMania is April 3rd or 4th, I think. I don't have the exact date. It's one of those days. So, if WWE and Vince are going to suspend Titus O'Neil and keep him off of working WrestleMania and from getting a big WrestleMania paycheck, a bonus in his check. I'm sure the superstars get WrestleMania bonuses for getting if they're on the show, they get a WrestleMania bonus. The entire roster, if they're not even on WrestleMania, they probably still get a bonus. So, if Titus O'Neil, if they do not reduce his suspension to 30 days or no days, the guy is going to miss WrestleMania. And maybe he'll still get a WrestleMania bonus. I don't know the deals of his contract. Hopefully, if he's suspended, he still gets a WrestleMania bonus. So he gets a big payday. Because a lot of the superstars that are not top stars, a lot of them depend on that WrestleMania payday every year. Because it's a lot of extra money in their check. And WWE already makes them pay for their rental cars and hotel rooms. That is wrong. WWE should pay for that. At least WWE should pay for their rental cars, but they don't. They make the wrestlers pay for that. And of course, the wrestlers can afford it because they make a lot of money. But still, WWE should pay for one of those things. Either the hotel room or the rental car, but whatever. They don't. Because they probably pay the wrestlers well and they think they don't have to pay for that. If Titus O'Neil misses WrestleMania because of him being suspended, WWE, then you fucked up by suspending him. And it is totally wrong to keep Titus O'Neil off of WrestleMania. If he is off of it, if he's not put in the Andre Battle Royal, if he is off the show entirely because he's suspended and he's not even allowed to attend WrestleMania and go backstage or attend the Hall of Fame or attend the NXT show, if he's suspended and not allowed to even show up, then he better get a fucking WrestleMania bonus in his check. You better pay the guy you better pay him extra. You better pay him that extra WrestleMania bonus. You better pay Titus that WrestleMania bonus if he is off the show. Because if you don't, I'll be very, very angry. I'll be very pissed off at you, WWE, for not paying Titus O'Neil that WrestleMania check. All I gotta say, final thoughts on this. It's totally ridiculous. Titus O'Neil should have never been suspended ever. It is totally ludicrous. It is total horseshit. It's bullshit. It's crap. It's garbage. It's asinine that Titus O'Neil was suspended for messing around and grabbing Vince McMahon's arm Monday night. Then he shows up to SmackDown and is told to go home. All I gotta say is F you, WWE, for suspending Titus O'Neil, who is a great guy. He's a great guy. He's great to the fans. I met him in person about over a year ago when SmackDown came here. The guy was very nice and great to the fans. So WWE, you better reduce his suspension to 30 days or 60 days or 30 days or no days. If you don't, you motherfuckers, you are scumbags and douchebags. Follow me on Twitter, everybody, at TNA WWE Guy and at NXT WWE Guy. Will I stop watching WWE because of them suspending Titus O'Neil? No, I won't. But I am pretty pissed off about it because it's wrong. It was wrong to do that to Titus O'Neil, who is a good guy and a company man. He will do anything for the WWE. And he won an award last year for Father of the Year. So he's a great father also and a great family man. So F you, WWE. Anyways, follow me on Twitter, people. You know who I am. I'm Justin at TNA WWE Guy and at NXT WWE Guy. Bye for now.